So it's been quiet all morning. I decided to record this show, and my neighbors decided to do his mow his lawn. The ground's so wet. Why should I mow your lawn? That's another story. Welcome to It's a Lot. There's a lot of light coming through. Okay, well, that's how it goes. It's a Lot. I'm James Lott Jr., your host. This is my Patreon only series. I give you little stories about my life. You can't find them anywhere else. So if you're a Patreon subscriber, thank you. If you are, well, I guess you can't see as long as you're a Patreon subscriber, but tell people about it. Tell them to become subscribers and get all kinds of stories from me. And this one is about my fear of flying. So I hate flying. Not a fan of it. I think my water's dry over here. I have a plant, and it is bone dry in here. I gotta put some. It's not like we're a little new thing in here. There it is, right there. It's growing a new thing. So I gotta put some water in here. Sorry, I'm a big plant guy, so I gotta make sure this over here so I remind myself to put water on it. I had no water nearby. I usually have water nearby. Not having water. Anywho's it. My fear of flying. Fear of flying. I am a person who doesn't like to fly. Now, I fly all the time. I fly since I was 9 years old. I get on a plane. I've been on a plane since the pandemic because for other reasons, not because I'm fear of that, just other reasons. I get on a plane. But I'm scared of flying. And over the years, I have found ways to get myself on planes. Pills, drugs, like Xanax, things like that. Have a drink, whatever. Prayer, meditation. I mean, I've done what I can. I had a job where I was flying every other week. That was part of the job. I went all over the country. So I've had all kinds of flights. Look at a couple of stories. But most of my flights have been flying, but there's a lot of flights. I'm not afraid of crashing. I'm afraid of turbulence. I don't like turbulence. So going to Vegas, my favorite places in the world. A lot of times now I take the bus. It's like a 5-hour bus ride. Stop in bars, so go over there. It's fine. You get there. You leave early in the morning. You get there right in the afternoon, ready when the action happens anyway. And it's just cheaper. It's just way cheaper. But I used to fly there. Flying in, there's turbulence because surrounded by mountains. The pilot one day taught me this when I was flying to Salt Lake City with him. He was sitting next to me. He was telling me how the wind goes this and that and all over the place and makes the planes a little shaky. But he says pretty relatively. He said, "Oh, it's safe. You don't have to worry about it." I'm like, But flying in, I don't like it because it starts to, once you go over the mountain, it starts to bounce, and it's a long way. You see Las Vegas, you see the strip over there, the airport, but it's a long way. You go almost past it, turn around to go in for a landing. So it felt like a long time trying to, and most of my landings are fine, of course. I know I'm going down, so turbulence as I'm going down is not as bad as turbulence going up or being in the air. We had a couple times where there were thunder and lightning storms as we were coming in. My friend Mark was so excited. I was on JetBlue. I was like, no! I'm going to Tin Can. We're safe. We laid in there. Me, it's always the leaving. It's always leaving Vegas. Usually on a Sunday morning, everybody's hungover and tired. We all lost our money or whatever. And those planes, people are just haggard. They're just like, I just get on a plane, getting back home to LA, I can lick my wounds. And I remember this one time, it was so, and see, oh my God. These are triggering warnings. Anybody afraid of flying, just trigger warnings. I should tell you that now, right now. So we're trying to take off. We are taking off. And we're going like this, and I'm in the back of the plane, and we're sitting there, and everybody's quiet, and it just drops, and it drops, and it drops. And it does that as it's trying to climb over, because once you get over the mountains, usually it's smoother. So you're trying to, it drops, and drops, and drops, and drops. That's always crazy. So takeoff's always crazy to me. But I had experience in New Mexico, Arizona, in Arizona, where they have monsoon season down there. And if you know what monsoon is, look it up. It's crazy. But it was all cloudy. And I remember we got to the runway and the pilot, I was sitting in the window seat, which I usually like anyway. I know, I don't like flying, but I just sit the window seat. I don't know what that's about. It's just crazy. So we're looking straight ahead, and he goes, "Okay, kids." See that little hole of sunshine right there. And all of us who are on the windows looking out, you can see it. It's a little hole. It's a little hole. You see the blue on the other side. He goes, "We're going to shoot for that hole." And we gotta get out of here because the monsoon's about to start. Like it's coming. Like it's within the hour. It said it was gonna come. And this is gonna be one of the last flights out. You can hear a pin drop. We take off and we go up and up and up and up. And I mean, seriously, it was like there was no turbulence or anything, but just like I was like, look at the window, we're gonna make it there, we're gonna make it, we're gonna make it. And we're going up and up. And I mean, everybody was quiet. People looking out the windows, and we made it through the hole. I love that story. I love that one. I think that's hilarious to me. So that's another one we had there too. I've had situations where they had to de-ice the plane. So, folks, if you don't know what that is, it's some solution. Okay, so what I had learned, I didn't know this. I was in Wisconsin at General Mitchell Airport in Milwaukee. They had 4 terminals at the time, this was years ago. And the thing was, okay, it's not the temperature. Sorry, it's not the actual rain or snow. They say it's not that. It's the actual temperature. When the temperature drops a certain amount, you can't fly, or it's recommended not to fly. They knew that, right? They knew that. So when he said, I was like, ooh, okay. And so that was that. So he said, okay, we have to go. They told us we have to go because we're getting closer to where it's going to be really below. It was already at like freezing level, and it was rain, it was snow coming down and everything. We need to leave. So it took like 45 minutes. They poured a solution over the plane and did all the ice snow thing. Then we took off. So that was another one we had to do. That was a little crazy. Also, I have situations where we're coming in for what I call crop duster landings. Oh my God. Okay, so I used to go to Des Moines, Iowa. So we would fly, it was NWA, not the group. Northwest was the company. And oh my God, I sneeze. Don't come out. Anyone sneezes, don't come out. And we had to fly from San Francisco till Minneapolis and then go down. And that was like a 38-minute flight. It was really quick. They didn't serve anything. It was just like, we'll be there in like 30 minutes. And the plane was a little smaller. And so I guess some of the runways where they're set up, it was like we had to come in and go side and like this and side by side and kind of work our way down and circle and then land. Those are kind of fun, kind of. But I had some of those in the Midwest. Oh, I love my Midwest flights. I'm going from one place to another. Woo! I mean, talk about turbulence. I had one plane where it was shaking so hard. I think we were going to Chicago or whatever. It was shaking so hard. No, Ohio. Going on one of my Ohio trips, and it was going. The wind was going. The wind shear was happening. I remember I was hanging on the side. I was in the window seat. I was hanging on the side of the window. It's hanging there as we were trying to hold on as we're going. It was crazy. It was crazy. Yeah, I remember that. I'll never forget that one. And I laugh about it now, but that was like scary. This is a story I tell everybody that just gets me every single time. And I've done it a long time because I don't really go down there anymore. Orange County, John Wayne Airport. The infamous John Wayne Airport. I'm telling you, and I am telling you, it is the craziest thing. So they have a noise ordinance, which means after a certain time at night, planes aren't allowed to use their full jets. They'll fly over. It's a residential area. They voted on this. So I didn't know. The first time I flew, this is years ago, I didn't know this. My best friend, who was my colleague, knew it. Our flight got pushed a little later, which happens when you fly, to like 8 o'clock. It was like 9 o'clock at night. So that's way late compared to, in that world. Okay, so we're on a plane. I'm in the last row, way in the back. We're in the last row, way in the back. And it goes, okay. The guy goes, we're taxiing to the run. They're pulling us to the runway to go do our thing. And he's like, okay, if it's your first time flying out of John Wayne Airport, I'm going to explain to you what we're going to do. And my friend / coworker is just like smiling. He's like, and he knows I hate flying, but he's just smiling. He's like smiling. Why the F are you smiling? He's just smiling. And I was okay. And he goes, okay, we're going to taxi to the runway, then be in the middle of the runway, and then you're gonna hear the jets rev up really fast. And literally like a space shuttle, we're gonna shoot up straight in the air. Then we're gonna go and level off. Then the engines will be turned off, and we're going to glide until we pass all of Orange County proper, get into the ocean, and we're gonna start the engines and then shoot off. I was like, did I just effing hear what I just effing heard? I'm like, did I just hear that? Like, did I just hear that? I was flabbergasted. I was like, and in a way, you don't really. I still didn't fully get what he said. I guess I think I did, but I was like, did I really get what he said? Did I hear what he said? So we go. We taxi to the runway. We sit on the runway, and normally you kind of slowly go, and it gets bigger and bigger when you take off. It revs up. It's so loud. We're in the back of the plane, last row. So loud. Now I remember at this point I was sitting. Normally I do window. No, I was window. I was window. He was aisle. We had nobody between us, and it revs up. It's super loud. Then all of a sudden we take off, and literally it's like 2 seconds. We just went straight up. So literally, I'm seeing the front of the plane on top of me. I ain't never seen that and experienced that in my entire life. I was like, am I seeing this? Am I literally at the bottom of a plane? And it went straight up. All of a sudden it leveled off. Somebody make sure you see it. It leveled off like a regular plane would go, and all of a sudden it got silent. Now that's, you hear nothing on a plane. That is very strange. And then we're just gliding. Just gliding along. And I'm like, you can see I'm looking down, and of course, I'm sitting by the window, looking down, like, oh, okay. And we're going over the city. It's all residential. We get and it seemed like an hour, but of course it was like maybe 20 seconds. And we get towards the water. Obviously, you hear one engine come on, you hear another one come on. It's the and then you shut off. It's the trippiest thing on earth. It's the trippiest thing on earth. I also had one where we had one where it was in Palm Springs, where it was a sudden drop. It was like, we're coming in. Nope, there we go. It was like, we're going, oh, and also it was like, my stomach was in the air still. My stomach was still in the air. I had a plane ride, and this is crazy. I had a plane ride from Seattle to Spokane, Washington. And this one, they said they have a special, I guess, what was back in the day, they had a special beer and wine that was of the region. And it was complimentary. So we'll give you a complimentary beer and wine when we get in the air, whatever. And I was like, okay, sounds good to me. I'll take it, whatever. And I never understood why until we got on a plane. There's two propellers that were above the plane, and they were so loud. I was back in the plane there too. There was so much turbulence. I don't like propeller planes. It was just like, and they give you the beer and wine to calm you down. That's what it was back in the day. I don't know how it is now. But I was like laughing because I'm like, oh my God, I see why they give it to you. And then you land in Spokane, which is a beautiful place, actually, a beautiful place. So those are some of my crazy experiences. I had one flight where we were trying to land in New York, and I guess we came so close to the plane landing, we didn't know it. We're coming in for a landing. I'm looking at the ground. All of a sudden, we shoot back up and take off into the Atlantic Ocean. I'm like, we're not landing. Bro, we're not landing. And that was another plane. They misjudged something. So they saved us from that. But it was like a weird, we had to go all the way to circle back in. I had flights we had to stay on and, circle the airport for hours. All that stuff. So those are some of my flights. I was not a big fan of flying. I love airports. I love planes. It's ironic and all this stuff. I'm not a big fan of flying itself. If I can just snap my fingers and get there, I'll do it. I'm a train person. I've taken trains across the country. I've driven across the country. Beautiful stuff. If you have time. And I'll talk about that on another show about trains and planes, all beautiful stuff. I'll talk about trains another story because I have a whole story about trains on there too. It's a lot. It's here on my Patreon, James Lott Jr. Tell everybody they want to get this series. Once you got to subscribe to the $10 and $20 tiers to get this. Please, please, please tell folks that this series is fun. You have a good time. It can't be seen anywhere else. You can follow me at James Lott Jr. everywhere. I'm on TikTok at James Lott Jr. I'll see you next time.